What's going on, E Nation Army? This is Ian the Motorsports Man. Welcome back to yet another motorsports topic. And this might be a spicy video. But then again, when do I not make spicy videos? It's not as much, but still. I just like to ramble and have some spicy takes about the world of auto racing, especially when it comes to NASCAR. So in this video, we're going to be talking about intentional wrecking. Y'all know what intentional wrecking is. It's when a driver intentionally wrecks another driver because they're in the heat of the moment or just because. And here we are in the 2020s. We still do see some intentional wrecking. We've seen some drivers getting suspended for intentionally wrecking, and rightfully so. But there are some intentional wrecks that served no punishment for the drivers. I know what y'all are saying. Some of y'all are saying, oh, but some drivers do get fined and penalized for intentional wrecking. What I think about points penalties and monetization fines from intentional wrecking is that it's honestly full of shit that does not teach drivers a lesson. It just means nothing. It really means nothing at all. If you just get drivers pay the fine and serve their points penalty and all that, it honestly just means nothing. No lesson is honestly taught. Yeah, I'm sure drivers will just not do it again after, but still, what do you learn from it when you get your money taken away, your points taken away? Like, a driver intentionally wrecks someone, and the punishment is just, hey, pay this, and we're gonna take your points away. What do you learn from that? You learn nothing from it. And for some reason, NASCAR fans have some sort of debate of how penalties should work when it comes to intentional wrecking. For some reason, when I bring up, hey, this wreck that does not involve right hooking should be suspension. For some reason, some people debate like, hey, but this driver didn't right hook, so therefore it shouldn't be a penalty. And I hate that argument so much because obviously right hooking is terrible. It's a terrible thing to do, and drivers do rightfully deserve to get suspended. But what happens if it's a left hook? What happens if it's just any other intentional wrecking? How are those not suspensions? Because a driver just ended another driver's stay, and this could hurt some teams financially, because, like if you crash a car, that's not good when it comes to money for race teams, big or small teams. So yeah, for some reason, NASCAR fans have a debate on how penalties should be. Like anything that's not right hooking should not be a suspension. And they're wrong. They are so wrong because intentional wrecking, no matter how you do it, is bad either way. It's really bad no matter how you do it. It's really bad. When I see drivers intentionally wreck someone that does not involve right hooking and don't get suspended for it, of course I'm going to be pissed off about it. That's not right. They just got away with murder, basically. So here's the thing. The reason why intentional wreck should be suspension at all times, if there's evidence that a driver intentionally wrecks someone, is because drivers do have to pay the time after they did the crime. Make them suspended for, I don't know, one whatever race, depends how it is. Obviously, I'm sure they'll learn from it if you suspend them. Like, give them a harsh penalty by suspending them. I'm sure drivers will learn from it. If you just give them fines and penalties, it means nothing. They could do it again anytime. And obviously, sponsors should not approve this. Remember, sponsors control race teams. No sponsor should approve this kind of behavior. I made this video after not only Kyle Busch intentionally wrecked Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Austin Hill intentionally wrecked Cole Custer. Those two incidents, ironically both RCR drivers, those two incidents were intentional wrecking, and none of them got suspended. Kyle Busch got away with it scot-free. Stenhouse had a penalty of $75,000. Austin Hill paid some fine. That's it. And this is Austin Hill as well. A thin-skinned bully in the Xfinity Series continues to rough feathers up, but bitches and moans if somebody gets him back. He hasn't been taught a lesson, and I feel like if he was suspended from Charlotte, if it's up to him, he would have learned his lesson, but I doubt it. But either way, race car drivers, no matter what racing series, they should be suspended for intentional wrecking no matter how they do it because it's wrong, it's not professional. Like, here's the thing. I know drivers are in the heat of the moment, but there's better ways to handle heated moments that isn't just using your car as a weapon and just wreck them and junk them. I love Bubba Wallace, but I was supportive that he was suspended after intentionally wrecking Kyle Larson. I respect Chase Elliott. I'm a Hendrick fan. But I was supported that Chase Elliott was suspended for intentionally wrecking Denny Hamlin. Kyle Busch is one of my favorite drivers, and I was pissed that he didn't get suspended. There's just so many examples of intentional wreckings and drivers getting away with it with nothing. Nothing at all. That should not be the way. NASCAR needs to suspend drivers for intentional wrecking. That isn't right hooking. Not just right hooking. Like, example, Sheldon Creed intentionally took out Sammy Smith last year in Nashville. Guess what? He got away with it. Noah Gragson took out Sage Cameron, caused a 10-car wreck. He got away with it. I could list examples all day, but I don't want to do that. There's just a lot going on. But my point is, intentional wrecking should be a suspension, no matter how they do it. It should always be a suspension. That should not be a debate at all. But when it comes to other intentional paybacks, like spinning out someone, I think if you spin out someone intentionally, or if you do it as payback, back at the field. If you do it again, parked for like God knows how many laps. 3 times, you're out. Putting someone on the wall like Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastain at Phoenix, honestly, that should be like a disqualification because he intentionally put Ross on the wall, even admitting it. And here's the thing. Admitting it or not, drivers should serve the punishment. I hate that drivers will serve a penalty if they admit it. Admitting it or not, these drivers should be held accountable, regardless. It just makes NASCAR look bad. But then again, they have a fetish of looking bad anyway, so that's not new. But either way, intentional wrecking should be suspensions. That way drivers can learn their lessons. That way they don't do it again next time. Like, hey, somebody's got to get punished. And if you just keep giving them fines and penalties for intentionally wrecking someone, they ain't gonna learn shit. But that's just me. I know people are gonna be like, but this and that. He intentionally wrecked someone, but he didn't wreck him, so it's fine. At the end of the day, I just think intentional wrecks in autosport racing in general should be suspensions. A harsh penalty. It's not that hard. Nobody wants to see drivers kill each other and see drivers and see their teams work so hard, go out in a dumpster on a Monday. That should not be it. Look, I'm all for drivers showing their emotions. I'm all for it. If you want to, like, door bang, that's fine. If you want to bump someone out of the way, that's fine. If you want to fight someone, that's fine. But don't do intentional wrecking. That's fucking stupid. And just dangerous as well if you think about it. NASCAR's all for driver safety, but they're not suspending drivers. That isn't right hooking. But what do I know? I just complain about NASCAR. So that's going to do it for another video. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Ian, the Motorsports Man, signing off. Goodbye, everybody.